Thanks for staying tuned to your station, the AfricaTelevision Television, and welcome to your program, the rebranded Security Watch Africa. Only on this channel, you get that information you need to keep your life safe and secure. It's good to be back. We are back to give you more information, more authentic security situation wherever it is in Africa. Welcome back to your program. My name is Patrick Abambo. Like you saw, we're back after some few months trying to rebrand and trying to get much better and bigger for you, our darling viewers. We must thank all of you that have been sending messages wanting to find out what the situation is. We took time out to rebrand the program and come out much better for you. We must use this opportunity to also thank the management and staff of Dark Communications Limited, the AIT, particularly AfricaTelevision Television, for believing in this program and bringing it back. This is a sacrifice making for the security and safety of the people wherever they are. We must thank them. As part of their social corporate responsibility, they brought this program back. But that is not to say that you, our viewers, you that have been enjoying this program and have been clamoring for it to be back, will not support. You need to support this program so that we can do much better than we are doing. We are reinvigorated, we are re-energized to do much better, and so support us. Then you will get that information you need to know to keep life safe and secured. For the time we have been out, security situation in Nigeria has been topsy-turvy. A lot of people have said a lot of things, but I must tell you that we're still alive. But the security agencies, particularly that agency that is in charge of internal security, the lead agency in charge of internal security that is talking about Nigerian police force, must brace up and do much better. There are a lot of places where we're getting reports of people afraid to go to. It shouldn't be so, and that is why we must encourage the police to do much better in terms of providing security for Nigeria. There is no part of the country that people should not go to or will not move freely. So the Inspector General of Police, who is able, is a man who is tested and tried, will be able to do that with the directions he's already given. Talking about the Operation Puff Adder, results are beginning to come out of it. We want them to do much better. In the subsequent editions of this program, we'll be telling you, our darling viewers, those areas that are considered as flashpoints so that you'll be able to avoid. But most of the news and information you get on either in social media and some of the normal conventional media are not true. We can tell you authoritatively that sometimes these security issues are being over-exaggerated. Here, we'll give you the required and the authentic information. But that is not to say that it's all uhuru yet. Security agencies must do much better than they are doing right now. We'll tell you that a lot of things that needs attention, and that will bring to you on this program. Like I will say, we are to make Africa a more secured environment, safer environment. We'll look at various aspects of security as it is. That's why we are known as a holistic security program. Yeah, to our program today, we are starting up with the report from the Nigerian Army, particularly the landmark work that the Chief of Army Staff, talking about Lieutenant General Tukuyusu Bureta, is doing, trying to equip the Nigerian Army to do much better and assist the Nigerian police in internal security. Sit back as we bring you this report from the Nigerian Army.
In less than 9 months, after commissioning the newly built headquarters complex of the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukuyusu Bureta, is here again to commission the brand new headquarters annex of the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, which will be housing the Counter-Intelligence Command, Headquarters Nike Camp, Command and Control Headquarters, and Forensic Laboratory, among other intelligence gathering units. The leading role of the Nigerian Army in West Africa, and indeed the continent of Africa in general, will no doubt be further strengthened by this gesture of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Buratai, building and equipping the Nigerian Army with a world-class intelligence department. The importance of intelligence gathering before, during, and after any operations undertaken by the Nigerian Army cannot be overemphasized, as this has greatly impacted on the successes recorded by the Nigerian Army in its internal and external operations that has enhanced the unity and safety of Nigeria and Nigerians. At the occasion, the Chief of Army Staff expressed satisfaction on the timely completion of the project and reiterated his commitment to ensuring that the Nigerian Army maintains its leading role in Africa and compete favorably with other developed countries with the limited resources at its disposal.
Since my assumption of command as the Chief of Army Staff, I have made deliberate efforts to enhance the overall operational capabilities of the Nigerian Army. This I have strived to achieve through implementation of an innovative strategy to ensure that the Nigerian Army is always ahead of the adversary in this complex and ever dynamic asymmetric threats. Environment. To this end, we have also made deliberate efforts to uplift the welfare and administrative standards of military personnel and formations, respectively through new targeted infrastructural developments and focused overhauling of existing ones to meet international standards. The new headquarters, Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps Annex, being commissioned today, is one of such projects. I am of the firm belief that a well-equipped and administered Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps that functions optimally will have multiplier salutary effects across the full spectrum of all our operations and activities. It is against this backdrop that I hereby assure you all, seated here today, that we will continue to sustain this line of effort. Generally, given the resources available to the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps, I want to observe that the Corps has been proactive in providing timely and accurate intelligence in support of ongoing military operations. I want to therefore seize this opportunity to enjoin all officers and soldiers of the Corps to reinvigorate their collection and analysis efforts to the Nigerian Army and indeed the whole nation to combat the myriads of asymmetric threats to our collective existence and security. We must all reciprocate the support and confidence the President and Commander-in-Chief, President Muhammadu Buhari, and the Nigerian people at large that repose in the Nigerian Army by making more sacrifices and be more patriotic in the discharge of our responsibilities. To commission this edifice to the benefit of officers and men of the Nigerian Army and to humanity. So help us God.
The very elated Chief of Military Intelligence, Major General Samuel Adebayo, thanked the Chief of Army Staff for enhancing the human capacity and infrastructure advancement of the Nigerian Army that stands as a legacy that will be remembered by all. He, however, informed those present of some of the contributions of the Chief of Army Staff to the Intelligence Corps.
Under the leadership of the Chief of Army Staff, the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps has been reinvigorated and postured for optimal performance. In this wise, I am elated to inform this special audience that the Chief of Army Staff has approved the location of the Nigerian Army Intelligence School from Lagos to Abuja, where an international standard training area and school complex will be sited respectively. It is the plan that the Nigerian Army Intelligence School fourth quarter courses 2019 will be held in the new complex. In order to ensure maximum exploitation of human intelligence, the Chief of Army Staff has also continually approved all requests by the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps to establish special intelligence cells in flashpoints across the country, which has been yielding positive outcomes. The Chief of Army Staff has also spared no effort to uplift the Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps technical intelligence collection and processing capabilities through the purchase of technical equipment as well as the release of funds for the continuous training of personnel in this aspect. In the aspect of welfare and administration, the Chief of Army Staff, prior to the 2019 elections, purchased brand new Hilux vehicles for all Nigerian Army Intelligence Corps brigade commands.
From all records available, the Nigerian Army, under the leadership of the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukusu Buratai, has experienced great transformation, especially as it concerns the general state of infrastructure, trainings, and welfare of officers and soldiers of the Nigerian Army. Ernest Enuneku, Security Watch Africa, Abuja.
Oh, welcome back. we must commend the Nigerian Army, particularly the Chief of Army Staff, General Buratai, for doing. In fact, by the time he leaves as the Chief of Army Staff, he must have left a lot of legacies and big footprint for signs of time, the signs of time for people to see and acknowledge. He has changed the psyche of officers and men of the Nigerian Army and equipping them for a better performance. That is what leadership is all about. We must commend him and all his lieutenants for doing a wonderful job and assisting the Nigerian police in internal security. Yes, as part of our rebranding and our new invigoration, weekly we'll be bringing you reports from other countries in Africa to tell you what is happening currently in those countries. Today, we'll be bringing you a report from a country that is, maybe I would say, second home to Nigerians all over the world. That is where you have more Nigerians than any other place in the world. I'm talking about Ghana, the Republic of Ghana. We have our country director, Tony White Meribe, already on the line to tell us what is happening in Ghana. Tony, how are you today?
I'm very well, Patrick. How is Abuja, Nigeria?
Yeah, Nigeria is fine. Quickly, because of time, give us a security lowdown of what Ghana is as we speak.
Well, many Nigerians are aware it has been it's a challenging time now for Nigerians who live in Ghana, and then gradually there's beginning to be stereotyping of Nigerians. With due respect to our host country, Ghana, this is because of the attitude of some Nigerians who live here. And then because of this, the Ghanaians are beginning to now clap every Nigerian or see every Nigerian as a suspect, so to speak. For example, in the last 1 month, 5 policemen have lost their lives here in Ghana, not caused by Nigerians, but now they are beginning to blame Nigerians for every crime, including the most painful aspect of kidnapping. Of course, this issue all started from when Ghanaians felt that Nigerians were taking over their space, especially their trading space. And then there has been hiccups here and there with these Ghanaians saying that Nigerian shops should be closed, that Nigerians are not supposed to do retail business here. One thing led to the other, and the issue of Nigerians not having legal stay in Ghana cropped up. I must commend the current Nigerian High Commissioner to Ghana. He has been on top of the game, and then he has been able to tell the Ghanaians that these things can be handled properly, these things can be handled diplomatically without the Ghanaians stereotyping Nigerians. I also must commend the Honorable Abike Dabiri. In one of these situations, she had to speak up and tell the Ghanaian media that it is very wrong to see every Nigerian living in Ghana as bad. Patrick, you and I know that the largest single investor in Ghana is a Nigerian, and Nigerians have major investments in this country. So we don't think that this stereotype should continue. Yes, there are a lot of bad eggs from Nigeria who come here and think that they can misbehave.
Yes, exactly. Tony, exactly. That is where I was going to come in. Would you say that is unfounded, the reaction of the Ghanaians, or there have been some Nigerians who had actually committed some offenses?
Yes, Patrick. This, like I said, is because some Nigerians have been caught who have committed these offenses. Some of them are major offenses, really. You are aware of the fact that Nigerians attacked immigration officers here who were even on uniform. You and I know that this cannot happen anywhere else. They physically attacked the immigration officers who now felt that their life was at risk and had to call for support from other military agencies. And this now led to the Ghanaian Immigration Authority now saying, okay, listen, we have to even check the status of these people.
That is true.
So it's caused by a few miscreants, a few Nigerian miscreants who are here illegally. They are the ones trying to paint the rest of the Nigerians here in bad colors.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Tony, before we let you go, but generally, how is security situation in Ghana as a whole? And is there anything that Nigeria security agencies can emulate or learn from what is happening there?
The prompt reaction of the security agencies here to issues is something that I think every country should learn. On Wednesday, a policeman was killed. The next day, the culprits were caught. You see, so the police or the security agencies, so to speak, they're on top of the game. And then the prompt reaction and the prompt response and assurance that the security agencies give to the public here makes people to have confidence in what they do. Their reaction is quickly, is prompt, and is very, very accurate. When they tell you this is the situation, that remains the situation.
Okay.
And Ghana is still very good when it comes to being on top of security matters when it affects the nation. So I think every nation should emulate this.
All right. Okay. Time is really not our friend. I wish we could continue on and all, because there are a lot of other areas we need to talk on. But I'm sure that in few weeks from now, a few days from now, we'll also get across to you to contribute and tell us what is happening in Ghana. We hope and we pray that Nigerians there remain safe and that they are law-abiding to their host country.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much. That was our country, Security Watch Africa country director in the Republic of Ghana, talking about Tony White Meribe, giving us reports of what is happening. Next week, we'll be bringing you a report from another country where we have our team all over to report live what is happening. Yes, we will go quickly. A part of international coverage of security, we'll go quickly to bring in to you what the Nigerian police force did recently during the week. First of all, I must commend the Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Abubakar Damu, and the Commissioner of Police in charge of Interpol. They're talking about CP Garba Baba Umar. He's the Abuja National Central Bureau head for making sure that first time in history, Interpol held a one-week program in any part of the world, and that was held in Nigeria, and that is kudos to the Nigerian police force and the Interpol bureau here in Nigeria. And one thing that gladdens my heart is that for more than 20 years, there have been this clamor to give access to other security agencies, to give access to the internet, to Interpol's I-247 network database, so that it will help in checking criminals from coming into the country. That has not been successful until the CP Garba Baba Umar took over. And today, as we speak, the Nigerian Immigration Service can access that database of Interpol and prevent any criminal that is wanted from any part of the world from coming to the country. This is kudos to Nigerian police force and kudos to the Interpol in Nigeria. But let's bring you the report of what happened during the week.
Policing world over is one of the sure ways of keeping internal security of any nation in check, ensuring that all threats to peace and safety of any part of the world is reduced drastically. The fluid nature of insecurity has increased the need for interdependency among security operatives, mostly because insecurity in one country can easily be exported to neighboring countries who share common boundaries. The International Criminal Police Organization, commonly known as Interpol, founded in 1923, has continued to be a rallying point for its over 194 member countries to help reduce crime and criminality. Interpol is the world's largest police organization. Its primary role is to assist law enforcement agents around the world in combating all forms of transnational crimes and terrorism. The Nigerian Police Force, under the leadership of the Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Abubakar Adamu, hosted the first ever one-week stretch Interpol Week in Nigeria's Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. The conference, among other issues, is to consider the whole range of Interpol tools and resources with a view to familiarizing them and how to assess them. This is to help address issues relating to crimes against children, trafficking in human beings, illegal immigration, automobile thefts, economic, financial, and internet crimes, including banking fraud, money laundering, corruption, illegal drugs, criminal organization, terrorism, and banditry. The Secretary General of Interpol, represented by the head of Regional Bureau, appreciated the Nigerian government for their leading role in fostering peace in West Africa and the continent of Africa.
All in all, Interpol is proud of all your action which will help the police at large in fighting transnational organized crime and promote better international police cooperation. From my part, I will make sure that the Interpol Week we are celebrating now be introduced by all the 16 Interpol National Central Bureaus in West Africa.
The Inspector General of Police, IGP Mohammed Abubakar Adamu, in his address listed some of the important roles played by Interpol and the need for collaboration among security agencies in the fight against crime and criminality.
In Nigeria, therefore, Interpol has been supporting the law enforcement communities in diverse ways, particularly in relation to criminal information processing and sharing, and global monitoring and apprehension of criminal elements. The Abuja National Central Bureau maintains criminal databases in this regard. These include the I-247 database, which is currently being expanded under Project Jimmy, with support of American government, and the West African Police Information System, WAPIS, which is a criminal database which is being supported by the European Union. These projects are supporting our efforts towards combating cybercrime, drugs and human trafficking, proliferation of small arms and light weapons, armed robbery, carjacking, fraud, environmental crime, kidnapping for ransom, violent extremism, and terrorism.
The Minister of Police Affairs, Mohammed Maigari Dingyadi, while declaring the week-long conference open, restated the President Muhammadu Buhari's administration's determination to bring to an end all forms of insecurity in the country, because there can't be economic development without a secured country.
Nigeria has been facing a series of criminal security challenges ranging from terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, trafficking in arms, and other illicit activities. The present administration, under the able leadership of President Muhammadu Buhari, GCFR President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, has promised Nigerians the security of lives and property as the primary objective of this administration. His Excellency, Mr. President, created the new Ministry of Police Affairs to give special attention to police issues with a view to repositioning the police for better service delivery.
At the end of the conference, the head of Abuja National Central Bureau, CP Gaba Baba Umar, stressed on how some of the tools of Interpol has helped Nigeria fight insecurity.
Other law enforcement agencies that are saddled with the checkmating the inflow or influx of arms and ammunition, such as the custom, the immigrations, we establish what we give them the databases. The databases is what inform about a crime or criminality or any criminal that has intention of coming into a country. So you see, the borders are porous. So what we did is we extend the I-247 database. The I-247 means a 24-hour security details, information, intelligence information that is available for law enforcement agencies to use in order to detect crime or criminality. So you can see the connection, and that is why today the immigration services is connected with the I-247.
Welcome back. I must say kudos to the Nigerian police and the Interpol family in Nigeria for doing that. Really, in practical terms, just yesterday, the Comptroller General of Nigerian Immigration Service revealed that indeed they have access to the I-247 of the Interpol already. So any criminal who intends to come into the country will be known and be monitored and will be prevented from coming into the country. And that is a good way to go. There must be synergy by all security agencies in Nigeria so that we can rid this country, Nigeria, of any criminal. Yeah, unfortunately, time is not on our side, so we'll have to leave the studio for other programs to continue. Thanks for staying tuned and bye for now.